Welcome to Module 3, Leveraging the Facebook Ads Toolset. In this overview video, I'm going to show you everything that we're going to cover inside of Module 3 and help you be prepared to get the most out of this. Now, fair warning, I am going to give you some homework. It's not super challenging, but it's really important to make sure that you have all the tools available to you so that when I show you something on the screen, you'll be able to go and implement that on your side. So be sure to take note and take action after this lesson. After this lesson is over, be sure to look at the resources beneath the video. I'll be providing some great resources to help you create the assets you'll need to run Facebook ad campaigns if you haven't done that already. I'll also be showing you the process and order in which you're going to create your ads and give you an overview of every lesson inside of Module 3. Towards the end of the video, I'll give you a quick and dirty Facebook ads preview to kind of show you on a miniature scale what we'll be doing throughout the rest of the module. I'll show you the difference between the various options you have to create your ads in, and finally, I'll give you a look at a basic campaign structure. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, the first thing to know is what you're going to need in order to be prepared to get the most out of Module 3. We are going to be using both the Facebook Ads Manager and the Facebook Power Editor throughout Module 3. And we'll cover every element of the ad building process sequentially, so this will follow the exact same order that you will use as you create your ads. At times it might be a little bit confusing why we're covering one thing and then jumping to something else, but trust me, when you go to create your very first Facebook ad, it'll all make sense, and it's very important that we cover these things in a sequential order. Now here's 3 things to do if you haven't done it already. The first thing is to set up a Facebook business page. Sometimes when you see an ad on Facebook, it may appear as if that person individually is publishing an ad from his profile, but that's not the case. Chances are it's an actual business page that that person has made with his or her name. So whether you're running ads from your own personal name or from your business name, you will need to create a page in order to advertise on behalf of that page. That's the first thing you'll need to do to get set up. The second thing you'll need to do is to create an ad account. I'll provide a link below here to some actual Facebook tutorials that will help you create an ad account, but I've found that the easiest way to get an ad account set up is to actually go to your page, click on the promote button. There's a big blue promote button on your page. Click on that button, it'll actually walk you through creating an ad. If you create that ad, it'll automatically generate an ad account for you. Then you can go in there and quickly turn off the ad before it actually spends any money. If you'd rather not do that process, then look in the notes below, and I will provide a link with some Facebook tutorials on how to create your ad account. And finally, the third thing I'd encourage you to do is to set up a Business Manager account for your ad account. Now, Business Manager is almost like a big toolbox that can hold multiple ad accounts inside of it. I recommend this for a couple different reasons. First of all, if you're an ad agency, you may be asked to advertise ads for multiple different clients. Each of these clients will have their own pages, and of course, they'll all pay separately for their ads. The Business Manager was created for people like you in mind. It allows you to claim different assets at different permission levels. It allows you to create different ad accounts. If you work with a client that already has an ad account, you can actually push that ad account into your own Business Manager account and manage it from there. It's a great way to control your intellectual property. It's also much easier to manage everything in one spot. Now, when we look at an overview of all the different lessons inside of Module 3, you'll notice the very last one is Facebook compliance. One issue that many new advertisers have is that they'll publish something on Facebook that violates Facebook's terms and conditions, and their ads accounts will become disabled. This is one of the worst nightmares for advertisers because chances are once your ad account becomes disabled, you'll never get it back again. Now, I am going to teach you the proper way to make sure that you stay inside of Facebook's compliance guidelines in the very last lesson of Module 3. However, if for whatever unfortunate reason your ad account were to become disabled, having a Business Manager account will help you. And the reason for that is that Facebook Business Manager can hold lots and lots of different ad accounts. So what I recommend to everybody who's brand new to Facebook advertising is to get your Facebook ad account set up and then ask Facebook for a free upgrade to Business Manager. You can do this through their chat support feature. Once they upgrade you to Business Manager, you can create up to 25 ad accounts. As soon as you get upgraded to Business Manager, it's absolutely free. I would recommend that you fill up all 25 of those ad accounts with what I like to call holding accounts. Now, a holding account doesn't actually need payment information. It doesn't even need a real name. I named them all holding. But once you hit your 25 limit, you can again ask Facebook to upgrade you and get an additional couple hundred more ad accounts inside of your Business Manager. Now, the reason I do this is that if for whatever reason you were to have some sort of problem with your ad account and you had not already upgraded to Business Manager, it'd be very, very difficult for you to get more ad accounts in the future. So regardless of what your plans look like right now, I recommend everybody on here take a few minutes, go through the headache, get a Business Manager account, fill them up with holding accounts, ask Facebook to upgrade you, and fill up as many of those accounts as you possibly can. Because so much of my livelihood comes from Facebook ads, I upgraded my business manager account up to the maximum limit, which is 1,000 ad accounts, and every single one of those I've marked as holding. That allows me to have up to 999 different ad accounts, and it helps me sleep better at night knowing that if I were ever to run into a compliance issue, I would still be able to advertise on Facebook. What I want to do now is give you an overview of every single lesson inside of Module 3. Again, this does follow a specific sequence, and I've structured it in such a way that you'll actually learn the various items in the same order at which you'll create the ads. I would recommend watching all of Module 3 before you create your ads, but just know that there is a method to the madness, and I'm trying to guide you sequentially through every step that you'll encounter throughout the ads creation process. The very first thing is campaign objectives. Facebook allows you to run multiple different types of Facebook ads. One of them could be for engagement. One of them could be for likes and shares. You could have one specifically for an event. You could have one that has an offer attached to it. There's a more simple campaign that just says click to website. One of the campaigns I use most often I call the conversion campaign, or increase conversions on your website. Of course, there's the lead ads. In this lesson, we'll walk through every imaginable campaign objective. I'll show you the ones that I really like to use. I'll also steer you away from campaigns that I feel may not help you reach your objectives. One of the most powerful things about Facebook advertising is that it allows us as small advertisers with small budgets to leverage the power of what I call predictive analytics. Facebook knows so much about our target audiences. They can actually choose, before these people even take actions, the people that are most likely to convert inside of our campaigns. Dialing in the correct campaign objective up front is imperative to get the most out of these powerful Facebook features. In the next lesson, we'll talk about audiences and targeting. And we spent a lot of time in Module 1 learning about how to identify on a very granular basis exactly who our avatar client is. Now we're going to take all of that information that we've compiled in Module 1 into action, and I'll show you how to take your message specifically to your avatar client regardless of what business you're in. Now that's audiences. They also give you the ability to target specific devices and different groups of people, so we'll walk through both of those in this lesson. The third lesson, we'll talk about pixels and custom audiences. Now, we will cover this in more detail, of course, in Lesson 3. Pixels are some of the most powerful tools when you use them correctly. You can memorize traffic to specific pages, you can memorize traffic to your entire website, and you can individually target people based on their behavior inside of your campaign. Now let's say that your landing page is converting at 30%. That's a pretty good number for your landing page. However, that means that 70% of the people who clicked on your ad and got to your landing page, people who you paid for, didn't take you up on your offer. Well, using the Facebook Pixel, we can dynamically retarget those site visitors and send them new offers that they're more likely to convert with. I'll also show you how to build custom audiences based on your Pixel traffic that will really help you maximize your ROI inside of your Facebook ad campaign. Next, we'll talk about placement, optimization, budgeting, and bidding. Now that's a lot to cover in one lesson, but placement is very important. You'll see drastic conversion rate differences between mobile devices and desktop devices for different campaigns. It's also very important to understand how Facebook will bill you for your advertising. So we'll talk about budgeting and billing. And finally, we'll talk about some advanced bidding strategies to help you get your cost per click and your cost per impression as low as possible. Finally, we'll walk through building ads. This is where you'll take your text, your images, all of the different things that I've taught you throughout this course and actually put them into an advertisement. In Lesson 6, I'll show you the campaign structure that you need to use to test your ads. If you're not experienced running Facebook ad campaigns already, you may start off with the wrong campaign structure, and it could severely limit the power that you'll be able to generate with your campaign. By using the correct campaign structure, I'll show you how you can ensure that your ads are going exactly to the right people at the exact right time without letting Facebook go in there and make those decisions for you. Now, if you read through the Facebook tutorial on how to create your ads, unfortunately, you might be led down a path that can create some problems for you. We'll get into that a little bit in the quick and dirty overview that we're going to do at the end of this introductory lesson, but we're going to get really deep into campaign structure in this lesson later on. It's really important to know how to measure campaign performance. I'll show you how the different numbers inside of your campaign are generated, how to tell exactly what your conversions are costing you, and what you should do based on that information. We'll talk about Power Editor and how you can master that powerful tool. Power Editor gives you features that the Ads Manager doesn't give you. So if you want to get the most out of Facebook advertising, you need to learn how to use Power Editor, and I'll show you how it's not as difficult as it might look. We'll also talk about retargeting. Now, retargeting is the way that we use pixels inside of our campaign to try to optimize the conversion opportunity that we have with people who have not yet converted. Retargeting can be the difference between not making money and making a ton of money with Facebook advertising, and I'll show you how to leverage that for massive profits in the retargeting lesson. We'll also talk about scaling your winning ads. Throughout the testing process, you'll see that some ads will massively outproduce or underproduce the other ads inside of that campaign. I'll show you how to pick your winners, pick your losers. Once you have your winners established, how to scale those ads and get even more qualified leads and purchases. Finally, we'll talk about Facebook ad compliance. This is one of the most important lessons in this entire module. If you don't understand the basics of Facebook ads compliance, you're setting yourself up for failure. Now I want to walk you through what I call a quick and dirty Facebook advertising preview. Now, of course, inside Module 3, we'll expand on this dramatically, but I want to give you a snapshot of where we're headed first. First of all, we need to understand what Facebook Ads Manager is. Facebook Ads Manager is the platform that Facebook gives you online to create your advertisements. It's made up of different campaign elements, and it's a web-based tool that every Facebook advertiser has access to. It'll walk you through the basic process of picking your campaign objective, setting up your ad set and your targeting, and ultimately building out your ads. However, it does have its limitations, which is where Facebook Power Editor comes in. Power Editor has 7 key advantages over Facebook Ads Manager, and I'll go through those with you here briefly. First of all, new features are released in Power Editor before they appear in the Facebook Ads Manager. I remember the first time I ever saw a lead ad. If you're not familiar with lead ads, it's a tool that Facebook gives you that allows somebody to click and opt in with a single click of the button, no form filling required. It actually takes the profile information, the person's name and email address, and automatically fills it into a lead card. Now, lead ads were available inside of Power Editor several months before they ever appeared inside the Ads Manager. I talked to a couple clients who were a little bit upset and they said, man, these new lead ads are really cool, but I don't have access to them. Well, you might have had access to them, but they just appeared in Power Editor. So new updates become available in Power Editor before they are rolled out into Ads Manager. Power Editor also gives you additional targeting options. This applies to both the data that you can target about your clients and the device targeting options. You're also able to bulk edit and publish ads inside of Power Editor. When we look in more detail at the campaign structure, I'll show you how you need to create multiple different ads inside of every new campaign that you create. Doing that inside Ads Manager can take a lot of time and it can be difficult. Doing it inside of Power Editor is very, very simple. You can create your audience, create your first ad, duplicate that ad, make your necessary changes to it, and do it over and over and over again. When we talk about scaling ads, I'll show you how duplicating your ads can really help you keep your cost per click and your cost per impression under control. Duplicating those ads inside of Power Editor is much, much easier than it is inside of Ads Manager. Ads Manager also saves all of the images that you've ever published inside of an advertisement. So rather than having to find that on your computer, re-upload it again, it's already saved inside of Power Editor. Power Editor also allows you to create an ad in a draft. So if you don't have time to complete the whole ad building process all at once, you can save it as a draft and come back and work on it later. Inside of Ads Manager, you have to go through the process from A to Z all at one time without the ability to save. So that draft mode in Power Editor is really nice. You can also create saved audiences and automatically plug them into a campaign inside of Power Editor. And Power Editor also gives you advanced bidding options that aren't available in Ads Manager. Now, if you're not familiar with these tools, this might sound like a lot to cover. This is the entire reason that Module 3 is here. I want to walk you through every step in the ads creation process, and I'll show you how to do that both in Ads Manager and in Power Editor. Now, there are 3 main categories that Facebook uses to organize the ad. First of all, there's the campaign. Inside of the campaign, you're going to choose your objective and name it. The next category is called ad sets. Inside of the ad sets, you can do your targeting and choose your audience. You can budget for your campaign, obviously bid for your campaign in that same spot, choose your placement, and also select scheduling if you want your ads to appear at different times. At the ad level, you actually write your copy, put in your images or your media if you're doing videos, and choose the destination where your ads are going to go to. So you might be asking yourself, why are you spending so much time delineating this up front if we're going to cover it in the next lesson? And I'm going to show you right now. Organizing and controlling your Facebook ads is really, really important. Here's a visual representation of the way most people structure their ads. First of all, you've got your campaign. Inside of that campaign, you'll have your ad set. Inside of that ad set, you can have multiple different ads. In this situation, I've got 2 different ads. I'm going to show you why this is a much, much better format, and I call it the anatomy format. Of course, you'll have your one main campaign. Inside of that, you'll have your ad set, and inside of that ad set, you will have 1 ad per ad set. Now, if you look back at the previous slide, you'll see the different things you control at the ad and ad set level. Unfortunately, when you create multiple ads inside of one ad sets, you're allowing Facebook to choose which ad gets most impressions. A good example of this is when you're testing images. Images are one of the things that will make the biggest difference in the way your campaign performs. If you use the traditional format on the left and you had different ads with different images inside of the same ad set, remember the ad set level is where you do all of your budgeting. So you're allowing Facebook to pick and choose which of those ads gets displayed for the same budget. If you take the anatomy format, you have a separate budget for every single ad and every single image. So it's really important that you use this format when you create your ads. And of course, we'll get much deeper into this when we talk about campaign structure. Well, that concludes what I've prepared for the overview. Go ahead and take care of your homework. Make sure you've got your page set up, your ad account set up, your business manager account set up, and then you'll be well prepared to dive into audiences in the next lesson.